All right, Speed Gaming. Good afternoon, and welcome to one of the final races of round 5 of the Dash Mystery Tournament here. We've got an excellent matchup for you today between DJ Webb and MassHesteria, two good friends. About even, I would say, both having a great tournament, both 2-2. So the winner of this one will secure their place in the playoffs. My name is Kip. I am joined today by my good friend Kupo. Kupo, how are you?
Doing really good. Really happy someone else with a K and a couple P's decided to do some comms with me. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, for a long time I had the market on two P's in the name, but you one upped me there, buddy.
Yeah, triple P. It's just how we roll, I guess. Really interested to seeing what kind of seed we're gonna have rolled here. As Kip mentioned, this is one of the final races for week 5 of the mystery tournament. For anyone who hasn't seen the mystery tournament, we're going to go ahead and the runners don't know what the settings are and how they've been randomized. They only find out as they start playing, and so do we. So, Kip, can you tell us what some of those settings are that we're going to see randomized?
Yeah, so at the Dash Randomizer, since most people probably know this, but Kupo and I are both on the dev team there. We're always striving to add more options to be available for you to use. So Tracy actually came up with the idea for this tournament. I thought it was a really clever idea. And I think maybe her experience with, I want to say Zelda 1 maybe had a tournament somewhat similar to this in the past. But anyway, we've got different settings that can be turned on or off, such as the item split. So we could end up with major, minor, chozo, or full countdown. Right off the bat, we know it is not full countdown based on the HUD at the top right. We also have settings such as the boss locations. They can be vanilla, or you can end up with a variety of different ways for them to be in different locations, like shuffled, shifted, or surprise, which is a new one. And then there's a variety of other things like area, vanilla map, or starter charge, even the minor item distribution. So basically, every time you play one of these seeds in this tournament, you really have to kind of assess things in the early moments to kind of figure out how you want to play it. So a morphing ball at the opening spot here means that there is maybe a slightly higher chance that it's Chozo because I think Chozo forces that, but it depends. It's going to depend on what's in this ceiling location. So we'll see if we got Chozo or Major Minor coming out.
And to be fair, there are some unique situations where there could be a super in the ceiling or a super in the ceiling, and that could actually still be major minor, but it could hint at a surprise like there. So this could either
Technically
be
true.
Chozo. Yeah, but
Technically true. It would be very unlikely, but yes. But if this is the case, it looks like this is more than likely going to be Chozo. So we got the logical regular missile pack, and then we got a out of logic power bomb pack over there. So yeah, I like Chozo a lot. I think Chozo is a setting that has a lot to offer. I think it's one of the more interesting ways to play. I like them all, but I think Chozo has a kind of a unique meta to it, and I think it's healthy to have a variety of types of ways to play. So big fan.
so I
What's up,
just
Peach?
noticed DJ going ahead and farming up those bugs in this room right here. So I'm hoping this means we're going to go ahead and we're going to see the meme route check. Since this is an area rando, we are going to want to go ahead and scout what that is.
Oh, Mass is not
Mass,
going to scout it.
Mass is not scouting it, so
He
this could
must
be
have missed
really
my last
big.
race.
Or mine. OD, you got to watch out here. This is Yeah, so these slide hoppers, they do, I believe it's 80 damage, so immediate hits. But it's rewarded with green Bryn.
Dude,
Oh,
I've been on the wrong end of this before too, where my opponent got green brand. It usually does not end well, but it might end up not making a difference. It just depends on what else is out there.
yeah.
DJ was a little lucky that he found a secondary power bomb pack immediately because power bombs are probably the safest way to deal with those side hoppers. So anyway, this is an area seed. It's Chozo. Have no idea about the bosses yet. Whether or not this ends up being a critical portal to skip for Mass remains to be seen, but we'll see shortly.
Map going ahead and doing the ledge grab climb and just gonna go ahead and scope 230.
In Chozo, there usually is a ooh, that's a good find. See, that's the
That's
other flip side is that if DJ doesn't get back to Criteria for a while, he could be missing some important items. But generally speaking, it's much more likely for a suit to be found in Green Brinstar in Chozo than it is the other modes, or at least it seems that way to me. I don't have any le legitimate statistical data to support that, but it would be kind of a bummer to start. Like if you're in Mass's shoes, you don't want to find out that your opponent found like the gravity suit like 20 minutes before you or something like that.
That's true, but I mean, the other entrance that we saw from DJ was Red Tower, and since that's such a central hub, we're more than likely going to be able to see some sort of non-trolley way to get to Red Brinstar and then be able to find Green Bryn.
That is an excellent point. And so far, just an E-tank and a reserve tank for DJ. I also kind of wonder, like sometimes you don't want to try too hard to read into the logic, but the fact that we have an early speed booster and then 2 quick E-tanks makes me wonder if, like, to make a long story short, Hell running in Chozo comes with a sort of like a little bit more restrictions in terms of there's not as many logical E-tanks available out there, like in Major Minor. So it makes me wonder about what we'll see in the future.
Okay, well, we've got a first non-logical E for DJ there. I'm sure he's really hyped on seeing that. E early on is always really good, and Chozo can definitely lead to some situations where you're not getting E as plentifully as you would in a Major Minor. So we're going to go ahead and check out what this other transition is here from Mass.
Yep.
Okay. I missed actually what the other one was, the one on Green Pirates. That's like the usual vanilla Turian. Was that front of LN?
Looks like Mothman is saying that it was Lava Dive, but by Lava Dive, I don't know if that means Lava Dive on the lower Norfair side or the, like I call it, if I say Lava Dive, I mean the
It's front of LN.
It's
okay.
Upper Norfair, but most people call it Lower Norfair.
Yeah. Okay, well, in the meantime, DJ going ahead and finding Screw, so definitely not the best item. I mean, don't get me wrong, like Screw is definitely great, especially for doing a lot of LN stuff and just having some general like safety throughout the game, but definitely not like a super progression item that you're looking for. It is also looking pretty healthy. Tracy making a really good point in chat that he's gonna have a pretty easy gauntlet if that's what DJ decides he wants to do. But I think what this top of Green Brain portal is, that's gonna be pretty important to find out. Meanwhile, Mass going ahead and at the pre-moat room finding the crate, not the crate entrance, but the crate entrance side of Upper Norfair. Let's go ahead and see. I'm guessing he's gonna speed boost or shine spark across moat. Super easy here with a speed booster. So
Needs to be careful though with the energy.
Yeah, he's got a full tank though.
I'm just saying it runs out, you know, fairly quickly when you only got one.
Let's see what he's. And vanilla bombs for DJ. Oh, well, there's the back of LN. So we've got both sides of LN known to us.
This is actually, in my opinion, kind of a tough spot for Mass. The only way he's going to get bailed out is if Varia specifically is at high jump boots. Otherwise he cannot access anything in Red Bryn without going to, well, I mean he can. It's just a lot more difficult. He can't access any of that without going back to the other portal because it's going to be hard for him to find. I don't even know if another one in Upper Norfair connects to Red Brand. So yeah, this could end up actually being pretty powerful for DJ, depending on what we find here.
I think Mass also definitely wants some E-Tanks to go ahead and do more than just this one check here. Why is it that every time I calm with you, we get early suits?
Well, I don't know.
I swear.
Maybe we do a lot of Chozo together.
No, but I remember when we calmed the Breast Prof race, we found Varya and Gravity in like the same room fairly early on. But that's a great pickup for Mass. Obviously gonna depend on the portals. I think one other thing is we might be able to see really quickly if we have the heat reduction on from the Gravity suit. That's one of the other settings that can be randomized.
True, 25% for Gravity suit, 50% would be just a little, I can't tell. I don't think it's on. That was a little too quick for me to be able to tell. But no, the thing about early Gravity actually is, you know, it's nice to have one of the most important items already at your disposal. The problem though is, in my opinion, early Gravity suit makes playing the seed a lot more complicated. So, you know, just depends on how you want to look at it. Plasma is an excellent find.
That's a really great to find early, knowing basically that you'll be able to do a significant more amount of damage, and as long as you pick up a any other charge, like, you will definitely be doing pretty significant damage output. But even 150 at this alone is a major upgrade.
Now, Plasma is very, very, very strong.
Okay, so Mass has gone ahead, gotten his Gravity suit, and decided he's going to go ahead and do Forgotten Highway. With Gravity, this is in logic.
Correct, and the problem that he faces, and honestly, that's part of the why I was saying earlier, Gravity makes it more complicated, is that it's, for right now, I think for him, it's either this or go check the crab hole or go back down to check the portal that you didn't know. You know what I'm saying? So, like, if he hadn't gotten Gravity there, he would have gotten pushed into the retro portal, which would have maybe actually been better for him from a game theory point of view. But anyway, we'll see what happens. Looks like DJ is opting to go with the Croc fight, and there is only one major down here in Chozo. That will be at the grapple location. If it's Varia, I mean, just keeping it real, it doesn't necessarily end the game, but it might be real close to GG right there. If it's anything else, though, we'll see.
Yeah. I mean, in order for DJ to get this, just to add to its like understanding at least how I'm interpreting like the riskiness of this play, the only way to actually get to that Chozo item in Croc is to IBJ up, which is definitely not the fastest thing you can do, or to go ahead and green gate glitch. So as long as if DJ can green gate glitch, this is pretty quick. If it's an IBJ, it's definitely a bit longer.
Yeah.
First try.
Hey, very nice.
That's a first try.
The first one was just a warm-up.
Yeah. Alright. So Mass gonna go ahead and check this connection at the front of Wreck Ship. I think also probably gonna go ahead and check this miner below, hoping for an E-tank. Ice Beam is pretty good.
So,
but
yeah, good find, strong item, but in terms of if its primary use ends up only being for the Metroids, then the amount of time you'd get back versus how much you invested would probably not be worth, especially considering that speed was out there. But it just depends on other factors.
Yeah, but I do think DJ is going to be stressing a lot less now that he has that once he picks up his Gravity, because he knows he's got Batuan access straight away versus having to go ahead and hunt a bit more for speed. I mean, I don't know when DJ is gonna make it back to Criteria.
You feel sort of good. Well, some of this really depends. Like, it's hard to say for sure because, you know, I've said this a lot on comms over the years, but like how you feel about certain results or certain items that you find in different locations very much depends on your comfort level with different tricks and stuff.
Yeah.
So it could be that a player finds ice at Croc like this and feels very good about it. If I were in his position, I would feel good about it until I ran across speed and criteria, and then I would feel a lot worse about it.
Yeah.
So it just depends on, how you elect to play.
And we're gonna get our first boss check here on the right from Mass. Let's see what we've got. Is not looking good. And so I didn't actually catch the HUD, unfortunately, but it does look like the gravity heat reduction definitely not on. Okay, Mass having a decision about where he wants to go ahead and resume to. Meanwhile, DJ going ahead and doing an early X-ray, opting not to go for the damage boost, but doing the IBJ instead to go ahead and get up. Nice power bomb in the middle of that IBJ, no breaking the rhythm.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, that's not what you want though. I think that might be it.
That is very unfortunate. Luckily, he saved though.
Yeah.
So pizza, the reason that I'm saying that is about like, just for me personally, like if in certain scenarios, if ice or speed is really the only way through Batuan's hallway, which it might not end up being in the seed, I'm just saying isn't in general. And let's say it was a seed that didn't really equip you very well to have a comfortable Batuan crystal flash clip, then how I would personally feel about it is if I found speed at a really available place, like that was super easy to get to, that my opponent might have even found in the first couple minutes, I would feel a lot worse about the 20 to 30 second gain I would get on ice at the end of the game versus the 3 minutes I spent getting it. But at the same time, it just depends on, how you feel about the strength of different items or whatever.
Okay, so Mass is going to go ahead and check Gauntlet. He definitely has enough power bombs for it. Meanwhile, DJ's on his way back, going ahead and going to check out Criteria, so likely going to find that speed booster on the way up. Alright, let's see what Gauntlet has for us.
Now you know what that means. Straight to Shack Tool for Varia.
Well, I was just thinking how DJ ended up doing that Gauntlet, so assuming he does come and check this, he'll definitely be interested in seeing that. It definitely makes for a much easier, X-ray intended strats. I'm wondering if that actually holds something progressive. I imagine Mass is going to go through and hit that meme route, which it definitely seems like that's the key to the seed at this point.
Maybe. There's still a chance that he goes to West Meridia. I'm pretty confident that one of these portals on the left side connects to Crab Hole. And then it's technically possible for, I don't remember what all DJ found. Did one of the red Brinstar portals connect to one of the Western Meridia ones?
Someone with a better memory in chat can maybe point that out. But I think the main thing DJ's found so far is just energy. He's just found a ton of energy.
That's why I was saying earlier that speed booster and 2 energy tanks leads me to believe that we might have a Varia and Upper Norfair situation.
Yeah.
Oh, he went to the wrong side.
Mass, no.
Well, he lived. That's all that matters. Stay alive. So this is a funny interaction here. DJ loses time at BT because he has bombs and has to fight BT, but he gains some of that time back by having Screw Attack and Gauntlet. Yeah, he should be fine with this many tanks. I'm not too super concerned here.
Okay, Mass is going to go ahead and take the save here. This is one of the dash-specific saves that was added. Just to go ahead and help with portal checking and just increase some of the... I don't know how you would describe it, Kit, but I would say it's like it just increases like decision-making for being able to go ahead and check some of the portals, especially in an area rando.
We added it in to decrease some of the potential punishment of checking or not checking a portal. So that was kind of the thought behind it. I'm not really sure why Mass is doing Mama Turtle. Maybe he's looking for an extra tank or something. But this is not a
reserve
is not a
pretty
major
good
location.
at this point. You know, if you think about it, he's 20 minutes in. He doesn't have anything like energy-wise. I'd even check that item in the wall.
Yeah, if you're coming down here, you got to do both. But I feel like doing either one of them here was. I feel like coming down here was pretty risky, but he probably also might be feeling a little pressure in terms of he's got speed booster, but how's he gonna? You know, it's slow or difficult to get to these top portals without energy to do it.
Yeah, you've got the grapple mask. You can use this to get across. I don't think you want to try any. Nope, we're going for fancy gravity jumps.
He's gonna grapple. It's just that since he doesn't have high jump boots, I think he wants to do it. I actually find grappling in the water physics like significantly easier, so that's what he was going for there.
Okay, I have never seen that before. Alright, we're gonna visit the fish. Oh, speed booster and your jump height mechanics. I imagine Mass is going to go ahead and farm this up a little bit. Meanwhile, DJ's going to go ahead and scope out what these right criteria connections are. We haven't seen any other boss or no, we've seen Aqueduct for East Meridia, haven't we? I forget where that was.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I'm just trying to think, it's like, what could be progression?
I think it's the speed booster and the E-tanks. I think it's very likely that we're going to see. I mean, technically though, I think even Shack Tool is open right now, but I think right now the speed booster location is open, and then I guess technically this crate location is open too.
Yeah, I was thinking it has to be one of these sort of troll locations. Like it's either Eastern Meridia, or the seed expects you to go ahead and do DJ's route, pick up the E-tanks, and then from there go explore Bubble Mountain.
We also
or not Bubble Mountain, but just Upper Norfair.
Mass never checked Ice Beam location.
Yeah.
Because he didn't have any energy, so that'll be a mystery we can solve here shortly. But no, I would say right now, you know, it's kind of like I mentioned after my race the other day, like skipping the early portal is actually pretty good in a lot of seeds. However, when you do it and the the portal, you know, lineup or whatever, or distribution is not in your favor, it punishes you really, really hard. And right now, there is basically no denying that the early green Bren into all this stuff makes the potential way to play the seed a lot more,
I
a
mean,
lot less chaotic.
normally at 24 minutes, you have more than a reserve tank. So, yeah, this is definitely not ideal. This is going to be a tough Dragon fight. And it looks like we are at bosses shuffled based off of the HUD there.
It's really bad that he took that damage too.
Yeah. 35 plus a reserve. And he can't use the quick grapple kill.
He could have, had he been full. It would
Do
have.
you need Varia for that, though?
No, I'm pretty sure gravity alone provides 50% environmental reduction. And I think 200 energy, like 99 plus the reserve, the 199, I think it would have gotten you there.
Okay. Well, while we're seeing Mass go ahead and handle this fight pretty well so far, going ahead and collecting quite a bit. DJ's gone ahead and just collected Gravity Suit from the High Jump Boots location. Now, I don't think he knows this yet, maybe not thinking about the E-Tanks, but if you're seeing Gravity at speed at the route that you didn't take and what you think your opponent took, you're probably not feeling too great about this.
Mass does not feel good at all right now.
I
DJ
mean,
can feel okay about what's happening, but no, Mass does not feel good.
Yeah, no, I don't think Mass feels good about this at all. Again, you're used to having some kind of energy. The two bosses that you've seen and gambled on are both, well, one is extremely difficult and the other you don't have Varia for.
Yeah. I gotta mention real quick, one of those goos dropped a super, and yesterday I saw a race where one of the goos dropped a super. I'm pretty confident that's like 1% chance, maybe 2%. So the fact that we saw it 2 days in a row, pretty incredible.
Well, this is definitely not the fastest fight I've ever seen, but Mass is handling it pretty well, staying pretty healthy. Get out.
Nah, and there's another super right there.
Well, there was another super, it just came out of his cannon. I'm gonna go ahead and take some of this reserve to go ahead. Yeah.
He's getting close. There's another super. There's 2 more supers. Are you kidding me?
He's got to be careful here.
He needs to use a power bomb here and just finish the fight. I think he's got enough to do it. And then DJ resetting. I think that was what, Ridley?
Yeah, that was Ridley. We'd seen that on Mass's side already. Mass.
Thank goodness. Timing missile hits on Dragon when she's swooping from the right side after a goo phase is actually pretty difficult because there's a delay as opposed to the left side. And unfortunately, I don't think any of those missiles hit.
Nice super hit, but I think, yeah, what you were saying earlier, just go ahead, farm a little bit, lay that power bomb.
Yeah, he did it a little too late there.
Okay, so assuming Mass does make it through this fight, what are the big rewards here that would make it everything like this worth it? I mean, Varia. Oh,
That's
there we go.
catastrophic, unfortunately.
Where was the save? He did save before the boss. I really hope he doesn't try this again, though.
It'd be fine if he knew how to do the quick grapple kill and he didn't get hit by anything. But at the same time, it's like if he doesn't try it again now, when's he gonna come back for it?
Yeah. I mean,
Like, there's
at
no
this
good
point,
answer here, really, is what I'm getting at.
yeah, I mean, yeah. You could go up to beach and hope you get some E-tanks, though. I mean, that's, again, not a great answer, but...
That is a smart play, actually.
Yeah, I mean, again, this is Chozo, so there's only a few E-tanks that are within the pool, like the item pool. Yeah, honestly, anything with energy would be really beneficial at this point. Yeah, unfortunately, Meridia, the enemies are hitting a little bit harder. Meanwhile, DJ is going ahead and entering into his Dragon fight, which should be significantly easier.
Speaking as someone who has lost a race dying in this room that Mass is in, I hope he is very careful.
He's got this, and then he's going to get to a nice little farm spot up here. Meanwhile, DJ setting up for that grapple.
Excellent.
Nice early grapple. Forgot to item select, I think, and then sort of nailed it at the last minute. Okay, so let's see what this has got for us. I mean, 2 supers for Mass, honestly, is a pretty big deal, considering he was just at 5. It just enables Crystal Flash. Charge upgrade behind Dragon. I can't see from DJ's screen, but did his beam damage just go up to 900? Meaning 1 charge upgrade, so we're at starter, not starter plus. Yeah, that's really good for him. Okay. Looks like Mass is coming back down to give this one another go. Alright, so where's DJ off to now?
Probably Upper Norfair would be my assumption. He hasn't. It's boss shuffle, right?
It's boss shuffle, so that didn't really unlock too much of West Meridia or East Meridia. Just that plasma check. I mean, he does have the equipment for it, I guess, with screw attack especially.
Yeah,
but it is a long and slow.
It's certainly something he could do. Probably though, I feel like the 2 checks on the right side of Upper Norfair would probably be a better decision in this particular spot. And then go from there. But I guess we'll see what he decides to do.
3 tanks plus a Crystal Flash, that's definitely enough to go ahead and explore some of that, especially with speed.
That's really bad.
Yeah.
That was a double hit because of the iframes, the way the iframes work.
I think he just needs to lay a power bomb and just go for it. Never mind.
There we go. Nice shot.
Oh. Meanwhile, DJ is up in Upper Norfair, going ahead and going to make the speed check. Let's see what we got here.
I think it's going to be right here. I think this is it.
You're calling it. All right.
I think I called this like literally 5 minutes into the seed, didn't I?
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much GG at this point, unless there's, I don't know, some sort of major error that happens. It's with the E-tanks plus the charge, plasma, wave, ice.
Oh yeah, yeah.
This is,
DJ's in a really commanding position here. The only way that you end up, you know, losing, first of all, he doesn't know what the situation is, obviously, because he only knows what he's doing. But the only way that he loses here is if something sort of catastrophic happens where he takes some kind of accidental death or something like that and doesn't have like a recent save. Unfortunately for Mass, he still has quite a ways to go to even get to the point where DJ is currently. And by the time he gets there, even if he skipped Croc, he wouldn't have Ice Beam, right? So
yeah.
This one, just because the opening portal went in DJ's favor does not mean that Mass would have definitely won had he done the same thing, but this is one where the way you play the seed is heavily impacted by how the layout ended up being. You know, sometimes you can skip that early portal and it doesn't drastically change how both players play, like because of the way the connections work, but in this case it ended up having a really big impact on sort of the flow of the seed.
Well, it's not just the connections, it's also the fact that there's literally no energy in one reserve tank outside of that. So Mass has not had access. I mean, again, that whole part of the map is like quite segmented away, and there's no energy for Mass that like he's been able to scout or that we've seen from DJ's side outside of those green Bryn checks.
That was a nice ice clip through that gamer, by the way, for DJ over there. But yeah, I agree with you. So at this point, I think Mass kind of has to go down here, and he's going to get the bad news when he gets down there that, you know, that this is how the seed ended up playing. But technically, it's possible. Like, he could have made it to Varia with what he currently has. It just would have been not a great thing to try to do, if that makes sense.
I mean, it's super risky.
For sure. I wouldn't have done it, but, you know, more than likely. But I'm just saying that I've seen people do some crazy stuff. Like, what is technically possible versus what is in logic are two totally different conversations.
Yeah, I mean, if you're trying to follow logic strictly and that's what you're going for, I think you're in for a bit of a bad time, so to speak. It's logic is not synonymous with optimal.
That's what makes Super Metroid Randomizer great, though.
Definitely agree. So, DJ going ahead and skipping that save there, that safety save. Pretty low energy, but we know that since this is shuffled and we have seen Ridley and Dragon, that this is going to be a Crater Phantoon. So, you know, with Varia, Screw Attack, this should be a piece of cake. I don't think a save necessary.
Yeah, what is it going to be?
That backup speed kill. Nice. Sorry, what was that, Kip?
I think this is Fantoon, right? Because we got a shuffle, and I think that's the only boss we haven't seen yet.
Have we seen Kraid?
Oh, you know what? You're right. Maybe we haven't. I just realized that we haven't seen East Meridia boss either. So yeah, I guess we'll see here in a minute. Yeah, it's Fantoon.
Fantoon. And you can tell just because of the way the door transitions for that, for anyone wondering how we knew that before Fantoon appeared on screen. But yeah, at 211, this should be cakewalk, especially with a 900 damage beam. Plenty of missiles. Nicely done. I gotta say, like, DJ has been improving an insane amount over the past year. It's really cool seeing all the stuff he's pulling out now. Yeah. Really good Fantoon strat right there.
Yeah, DJ has gotten a lot better in a very short amount of time. Part of the reason for that is his knowledge of the game, even before he started playing, was very high. You know, he was a really high-level commentator, knew a lot about all kinds of things within the game, and so basically, since he has all that knowledge, like, he's autopiloted a lot of, like, things that are very fast, and he just kind of knows exactly what to do in different circumstances. Like, he got the quick kill on Dragon with the grapple. What he did there was essentially it's kind of like an RBO strat, actually. RBO is the only regular vanilla category where you go in to Fantoon with that loadout of the full beam combination, but you don't have X-ray to do the microwave. But if you do it that way, because each of the charge shots is 900 each, that's 1,800 of the 2,500 required, so you can get a relatively easy 2-round. DJ, having that knowledge, immediately defaulted to that strat, did a great job. So yeah, his application has been really, really nice.
I mean, I will say the one thing, and I think you and I have talked about this a lot, sort of offline about Super Metroid as well, is you can have all the knowledge in the world, but unless you can actually put it to use, like, it's not doing you much good. So just knowing about the game is, like, you know, only part of the battle. Like, I think, you know, Tracy mentioning in chat as well, like, DJ's put in, like, a ton of work, so he's been able to put all of that knowledge to use by just putting in a ton of work and, like, learning all of the strats, like, you know, getting his movement, like, super solid. He's like a serious contender now. He is flying through this.
He's playing really good, and yeah, he's gotten a lot better. And I mean, like we've said before, you know, there's a lot of ways you can compete and win. The reality is, I mean, this is true with every game, but I think it's in some cases even more accented in Super Metroid Randomizer. Like, you know, the stronger you are with a lot of the micro stuff, you know, the stronger your performance, the higher your ceiling is for a strong performance.
Yeah. Okay. Meanwhile, Mass going ahead and cleaning up. Green Brand gonna go ahead and go out this top portal after picking up his screw attack. We're gonna make quick work of Ridley here on DJ's side.
Yeah, he's got, even if he didn't fire a single super missile, it'll only be 20 charge shots, which is a standard old route situation, and he's also doing a good job of farming here. Really, I think this is a heads-up play. This is actually one of my favorite farming spots in the game, like in the middle of a run. You know, you're kind of running low on resources, but you need to go to wreck ship. This is a nice place to spend a few seconds and get some resources back.
Yeah, a couple of seconds then. It's some pretty good bounty there for DJ. Little Chozo Super over there at the top of Wreck Ship. I'm wondering, what's DJ looking for, you think, right now? High jump boots?
That's a good question. I probably would have skipped this personally, but at the same time, this is like, I mean, the amount of time he spent, it's half a room away in one door transition. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's so it's fine. Probably the
I
reason I would skip it in this exact spot is mainly just the beam damage. Um, the value that you're going to get out of high jump boots or space jump at this point is diminished. Doesn't mean it's not there, but at the same time, I mean, it's such a quick check. I think it's fine.
if I had to guess, I think he's probably looking for a little bit of health. But I think we've seen all the Chozo logical like health drops. Or not health drops, but like E-tanks and reserve. I forget how many reserves DJ's got, but I'm assuming it's just one, so he's on 3+1. I mean, definitely would like, I imagine, at least like, a little bit of comfort for this. Although he's got, everything he needs. Let's see if Mass is gonna go ahead and make this X-ray check here. But overall, we know that this isn't going to be anything super meaningful.
It's going to be painful if it's vanilla X-ray.
But you can microwave bosses.
I mean, that is true. Finding X-ray is a lot better when you already have plasma. It's like real nice, but I'm just saying, as in general, you probably don't feel great about it here in Mass's situation.
Yeah, I mean, he already spent. It's just the super. Oh, that hurts. Yeah, I think especially considering the amount of time that was spent, doing Dragon, seeing like X-ray at that stage, like you're not going to get nearly as much use out of it. Yeah, I think DJ is looking for a little bit of health. I mean, definitely understandable. It's definitely possible, but I think as DJ mentioned before, he's more of a rando runner than like a vanilla runner. So it's being on like the lowest possible loadout, definitely not the most comfortable thing.
While true, I'll go ahead and let you in on a little secret. Those of us that have spent a good amount of time doing vanilla speedruns, we don't necessarily prefer to do like a 3-tank fight either. So
I'm not saying that that's a preference. I'm not saying it's a preference. I'm saying it's being comfortable with it by default.
No, I'm with you. I'm just saying, as in general, it never hurts my feelings to have more energy. I enjoy it.
Okay, Mass is just finishing up here, East Meridia. Gonna go ahead and get to the boss, which we know is gonna be Kraid, which will be his second boss. Meanwhile, DJ is about to head to East Meridia, I think. Going ahead and cleaning that up, and then we'll make his way straight to Turian.
Yeah, remind me, where was Turian again?
I don't remember. Anyone in chat happen to remember where Turian was?
Yeah, I feel like it was in Red Bryn somewhere.
Yeah. Top of Red Bryn. Oh, that's where it was in my seat yesterday too. Meridia Escape.
Well, one thing that
Oh, Mass with the backup quick kill. Nice.
yeah, that was a good job, and he got a little bit lucky that Craig didn't block that from happening. Sometimes if you don't get it the first time, Craig can be a little bit of a jerk and make it more difficult. But yeah, one thing we need to do though, real quick, I think we should, just for transparency, we should probably thank Mass for not giving away that us Dash devs have insider knowledge about how the seeds work. So I like the fact that he's just like, you know, not going to the correct portal at the beginning just to make sure that nobody else out there thinks that, you know, they're not onto us. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, no, I'm really happy he didn't plug himself into the Dash Matrix before this race to go ahead and like, you know, understand the seed route or anything like that.
Yeah, I really appreciate that. I gotta say, getting 49 minutes into a seed and still only having the pea shooter is always kind of a feels bad, man. Like it is not overly fun to be going through Meridia and like shooting Metroids like that.
I still find it weird that jumping into them does more damage than your gun, but yeah. Or I don't know if it's a gun, space, projectile, whatever thingy. But yeah, this is definitely not what you want.
I think the official term is arm cannon. Is that right?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know any like enemy names or anything like that. My official lore is pretty low. I wonder if we are going to see a Shack Tool check. It looks like we're going for a plasma check. Meanwhile, it looks like DJ is going to go ahead and take that back alley. And since Dragon is dead, we'll get faster access this way. Alright, let's see what Plasma's holding.
Oh, there's those high jump boots. That'll certainly make getting out a touch easier.
Alright, Space Pirates down, Plasma check complete. So at this point, is Shack Tool in the cards?
Maybe. I mean, I certainly don't dislike the play in his position, you know, because like in his position, he's probably thinking, well, if DJ did that portal first, and you know, if the answer's Upper Norfair, then I'm going to be way later to it than he was, right?
Yeah.
So I certainly don't mind the play if he decides to do it.
Looks like he's electing not to do it.
Kraid being a little bit more not friendly for DJ, but DJ, that nice recovery there.
I mean, yeah. Kraid making his advance and DJ just straight denying him.
This would be a good time for us to mention that this is also kind of a special matchup because both of these players have contributed a lot to what you are seeing in front of you right now. First of all, on the left side, DJ has been a primary fixture in the rando community for quite some time, has done a ton of commentary and tracking and supported all of the events. And obviously now he's competing at a really nice level. He's going to make the playoffs if he secures the victory here. And then on the right side, Mass, it would be very, very difficult to explain how, like, just the absurd number of hours that this guy has spent doing work on the Dash Randomizer. So all the stuff that you see in front of you. When Tracy came up with the idea, obviously Kupo, you contributed a lot too, and several of our other Dash Dev members, but Mass does the bulk of a lot of the coding and stuff like that. So the number of hours this guy has put in to contribute to what we're doing here is a lot. So I just wanted to publicly say that I genuinely appreciate his efforts on that.
Yeah, I mean, Mass is the primary Dash dev. I think he has done the bulk of the randomization work for like how the engine works, for how seeds are being run and rolled. This is, yeah, like we would not be seeing this if it wasn't for Mass. DJ as well he's been really invaluable to me as well for helping to develop inertia and understanding some of the tournaments, and just his deep knowledge of how randomizer, and especially competitive randomizer, works. Yeah, they both these players also played last year at SGL in person, and I think it was the same result with DJ hasn't won at the moment, but DJ did win at that in-person tournament. So this is definitely an interesting matchup.
Yeah, I actually go to DJ for advice sometimes on the rando stuff, which maybe on the surface people would be like, well, you've played a lot longer. Yeah, but like I think the way he thinks about the game, sometimes it's not just experience, it's about like how you view, like strategically how to approach things. So sometimes I ask DJ questions to try to get his perspective on different scenarios. So he's helped me a lot with that too. So yeah, this is a really exciting matchup, and assuming that he carries through and finishes this Torian, DJ will lock a spot into the playoffs. But Mass is not eliminated. He will move to 2 and 3 if this situation holds, and he will have round 6 to try to get a third win to make it to the playoffs. So really exciting. The last week should be a lot of fun as people try to get in, and also as people try to secure potentially stronger positions in the playoffs. So this would normally be the time where I'd be like, yeah, unfortunately DJ doesn't have high jump boots, so he can't go for baby skip. But there are some players out there who are capable of doing the baby skip with either speed booster only or nothing at all. I am not one of those players, but it also looks like he is going to just skip it. This is what I would do in this situation too, just because if you can't reliably do it, it'd probably be better to just damage down. So
baby skip is never a bad one.
Yeah, exactly. Mass almost getting the best mock ball in the game right there. He will exit with his ice beam, and I guess at this point, if I'm remembering correctly, I think the only things left that he can do are Upper Norfair and Shack.
Yeah.
Because I don't think he hasn't killed Phantom.
Yeah, let's see what we get. But yeah, that lack of E-tanks early really just got max punished for that with Mass. Made the ice beam check inaccessible, although that was only wave, but really made doing the rest of Upper Norfair quite risky.
Okay, looks like okay, yeah, he's gonna use looks like he's doing
down back?
No, you can't. Well, someone in chat can correct me, but I'm pretty confident you can't down back the second Zeb like that. buddy.
I waste the 7 seconds to go into the menu and turn off screw. That's my.
I am confused about what is happening here.
Also, he's gonna have to be really careful with his energy.
Okay, there we go.
Okay, he can dip into the reserve a little bit. And it looks like Mass is going for Shaq. Or is he... Yeah.
Maybe we should nickname the plasma location Penny, so we can call it Shaq and Penny, since those locations are usually linked together.
Reserve tank making the difference in this match. Crucial.
Alright, and DJ is through.
Alright, nicely done, DJ. Meanwhile, we're gonna go ahead and see the Shaq from Mass.
What is left? I guess Space Jump could be here.
Double jump, heat shield.
I don't think double jump.
Oh no, double jump or heat shield couldn't be in Chozo.
Space jump, spring ball, X-ray, and I guess maybe another missile pad. Did we find both missiles? I think we found both missiles. Never mind. And I think we found both supers. I think this is guaranteed to be a major item.
We found the Chozo reserve, didn't we?
Yes. So yeah, Spacer's still on the table, X-ray, Space, or Spring Ball. And I think everything else is going to be at Wreck Ship, if I recall correctly. Oh, X-ray, we've already seen X-ray? Okay. E-Tank, last E-Tank.
Going with that reset, yeah, that's brutal.
I guess the screw attack location is still outstanding. I don't think we saw that, did we?
No. Alright, DJ is on the escape.
Alright, we're just a few more rooms away from a victory for DJ Webb. And this should... Shoutouts to him, DJ. I know you're probably already in the chat out there. I feel like securing a place in the playoffs deserves a celebration, so make sure to get yourself some kind of victory meal or ice cream or something tonight to celebrate. Or a Kit Kat. Don't be deceived, MassHesteria is not on the escape.
That spark was recreational, not necessary.
Man, those are some tough gamers over there surviving the explosion of the planet.
They're like the Zebba's cockroaches. They're making it through anything.
And get your GGs in the chat to congratulate DJ Webb finishing the seed. Unfortunately, I don't have the race room open. I don't know the official time, but it's somewhere around 1 hour, 3 minutes, and probably 41, 42, 43 seconds, something like that.
It is 1:03:42 for DJ Webb. GG's. And it looks like we are joined by D Webb as well. GG's. Congratulations on making it to the playoffs.
Thank you. This was a little stressful for a while, and then really, really not stressful other than my E-tank count, because me and Mass were talking about it. Like, this map, if you don't do my route, like, even if you find a way to get Varia, your loadout is so bad. Like, I don't even know if it's faster.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. Like, even if you happen to find a way to get an earlier Varia there, it's still a bit of a challenging seed in terms of the energy and stuff like that. But you played really well, man. You made a lot of great plays and just kind of stuck with your plan. Tell us a little bit about how it felt to go through the seed.
Yeah, so early on, the extra power bombs made the meme route check really comfortable. As you can see, I messed up my strat and just kind of, well, I think I took a hit anyway, but I just like power bombed everything and killed them and got a little energy. And then green bin felt really good. And then once I got like all the way through the like red tower stuff and like getting Ice at Croc is like, okay, like that's an all right reward. But I was like, if everything else is the other way, I'm kind of dead.
So I have to ask, because I mentioned that on comms. Obviously, different people feel differently about what they discover, but I basically made the point that like DJ might feel differently about that ice beam when he finds how easy speed was accessible in criteria. Did that cross your mind at all?
Yeah, as soon as I found speed at 230, I was like, well, there goes my ice advantage. Although it's not really true-ish. I don't know. I mean, I'd have to see how Mass went through the entire seed to really comment, but like, it's better beam. You never know if you're going to get charged. So like with starter, I feel like that plus is a little bit better, and really comfy Metroid rooms. And especially for me, like with starter charge, I like to, and Chozo, like I like to go a little lighter on ammo. So already having a 200 damage beam is like pretty good. So that felt pretty, like the speed was like, well, it's not my bot twin access, but frankly, you're kind of hoping that you just kind of do East Meridian and go mode at the end, given where it is. So who knows? It was, like I said, up until I found Varia, I was really scared. And then like, I realized after getting Varia that like, A, I got like all of my tanks from Green Bryn, and B, even if you get the Varia, like I said, you don't have Plasma, you don't have Screw, your E-tanks are bad, and like, you're just going to be slow.
Yeah, we're also joined by MassHesteria. Mass, GG.
GG, yeah, GG, DJ, nice job. Interesting seed, yeah.
Quite the interesting one, yeah.
Yeah, I guess, we'd already talked in the race chat that, yeah, I guess he went meme route first, and that's where all the tanks were. So that, no tank, one reserve Dragon fight. Probably ill-advised, but I was like, well, maybe this is what I'm supposed to be doing right now.
Yeah, definitely can't blame you for going for it, given the scenario. Like, when you find yourself in that spot, you kind of just have to go for it, But yeah, it was a tough spot considering that gravity only provides the 50% damage reduction. But yeah, also you had a weird Dragon fight. You got like 4 or 5 super drops, which are like super rare. That really surprised me. But you also got like unfortunate with a few of the I remember in the first fight, like you got really bad RNG on the opening shot from the turret, which kind of set you up.
Yeah.
You have to be more careful. But overall, I mean, micro-wise, I thought you played pretty well and adjusted fine. It just kind of didn't go your way. But any other thoughts on the seed?
Yeah, well, the seed, I'd say racing in general is kind of interesting, because I think there were times in the seed that if I had just been playing for fun, I'm like, there's times where I was like, maybe I should just go check meme route. And I was like, well, you're in a race. Like, if the answer is meme route, you already lost the race. So you just kind of have to, commit to what you're doing and do things like, at the end I was like, well, if I go to Shack Tool and Barry is there, there's a chance I could still be in it, you know, or I'm going to get there and he's going to dot done like as soon as I get there, which was just a few minutes later he did. So, I mean, it's an interesting dynamic, you know, playing these, you know, 1v1 versus just playing for fun. So I don't know.
I agree. I had to feel similarly about the X-ray that I probably had no business checking, but figured I'd give it a try. It didn't go well at all, as I'm sure you saw.
Yeah, we all felt pretty bad when that is it Yapping Maw grabbed you. That was kind of a feels bad moment, especially when you only have the power suit.
Yeah.
It's always kind of a scary moment, but yeah, both you guys played really well and handled tough situation well. We talked in advance about how this was kind of a special matchup. We feel like this is a good competitive matchup, and then y'all have kind of the history of playing each other at SG Live. So just talk for a moment about you know, playing each other.
Yeah, I always like playing DJ. I mean, you know, he's gotten a lot better though. So like it was a lot more fun. I feel like it was more competitive like a year or two ago, but no, it's a lot of fun. Yeah, like you said, we got to play. It was funny last year. I mean, we're literally sitting back to back to each other, you know, playing, which is always kind of a neat experience.
Yeah, I'll echo that. When I got the consolation matchup with Mass, I was like, well, this could be fun. Like, who knows? I'm just gonna like, I'd been playing for like a month and a half, 2 months at that point, so I was just like, they're having fun, and we'll see what happens. And then like during the seed, I felt like I was like, my routing is actually just like really, really good in this seed. And then I won, and I say done, I turn around, and he's like fighting Mother Brain, and I was like, I actually won a race. I like kind of couldn't believe it. And then yeah, the funny thing that Kip did mention is that he's literally sitting directly on Mass's left, like struggling through an SMZ3 seed, so he's like the witness to it all. But yeah, it's fun. Mass is a cool dude. Like Kip was saying, puts in a whole lot of work. He's like the reason any of this exists. So beating him kind of feels like kind of bad mannered, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Well, it's kind of you to say that. Also, I would like to say that saying that I was struggling through an SMZ3 seed is about the kindest way you could have said it. It was way worse than that, but yeah, you're right. So anyway, great race. It was fun to call. Kupo, do you have any final questions for the runners or any other comments you'd like to put in?
No, I just wanted to say, I mean, thanks again for both these runners for putting on like a great race. This was super fun to watch. Unfortunately, there was just like that choke point at meme route for getting those E-tanks. Otherwise, I think this would have been like a really, really close race. It was really interesting to see that early divergence. I think you're both like pretty evenly matched, so I was definitely, I mean, when I saw that this was the lineup, I remember Kip and I both like definitely wanted to calm this one.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, you know, DJ, really happy to see you go ahead and make it into the playoffs. Congratulations. And Mass, I hope you have a good seed next week. And yeah, we'll be talking about some randomizer stuff probably in a few hours.
That's right. Well, yeah, appreciate you guys, Common and Nubian God for tracking. I try to remember this every time to say it, but you know, we really can't do it without the comms folks. And of course, DJ calls a ton of them. So it really makes these tournaments a good experience. So thanks everybody for doing that.
DJ, any final words?
Yeah, I'll tell the people of chat that I may or may not have told Kip that he was contractually obligated to call this race, and the Kupo was gracious enough to also join on. I'm sure this will be a fun watch back. You two are pretty good at this, and yeah, thanks to Nubian God as well. And we've got another match, and then next week, like we said, I am. I think I actually know my matchup. I won't spoil it. I actually, for a while, I thought it was gonna be me and Kip, but I don't think that's the case anymore. That would have been fun too. But yeah, it'll be a fun last week. A lot less pressure than this one.
For sure. Well, I will close by saying thank you to Nubian God and Kupo for joining me on the comms and tracking. Nubian has been helping out a ton with a lot of other races, which we definitely appreciate. And yeah, just as you guys already mentioned, you know, it's a community effort to have these tournaments be what they are. It's fun to race, but it's also fun that we get to put on a product where everybody gets to watch and engage. So thank you to everybody who's made this a big success. And with that, we will close this out. I think we have one more race tomorrow. There might be another race tonight. I can't remember. We'll have to check the schedule. My
It's
apologies
scheduled
not
for the
knowing.
25th right now.
Yeah. So
Or technically, if you're in
the U.S., it's tomorrow.
yeah,
Yeah.
Tomorrow night in
if
the
you're
US, yeah.
further away from the from Greenwich Mean Time than I am, then it is going to be the 24th. I think it's 6:10 Eastern Time.
Cool. And then that'll wrap up week 5, and we'll head into the final week to see what the playoffs look like. But anyway, thank you all for watching, and we will see you next mission.